Welcome to Hangout with Ndy Akan. On our show tonight, we have an ace broadcaster. She's very well known as the queen of the airwaves. We are going to be having fun having this very beautiful conversation with her. Please stay tuned as we join our beautiful guest on the show tonight. Thank you. Please, may we know you? Who is really Isong?
Okay, thank you for that question. That's a question they ask me every other day. Who is Isong? Isong is a mother, a wife, and I'm a broadcaster. I work with Radio Akwa Ibom 9.5 FM Uyo. I'm from Ete village in Ikodabasi local government area, married to an Nsulubi man who is super amazing. And I'm born into the family of 3. I'm the only girl. I have 2 boys who are my younger siblings. And growing up, oh my God, do I need to talk about that now? It's been super, super, super awesome. You know, when you have a father who is supporting you and a mother who is just there every step of the way. So I would say Isong is God-fearing, is humility personified.
Correct.
And, people look at me and they are like, I think she's a very difficult person. But those who have come really close will know that I'm such an amazing person. I try to tag everybody along, and my ideology is leave someone better than you met them. So I try to do that every day of my life, on my social media space, every person I come in contact with, my work environment, the church, everywhere. I try to ensure that if you're connected with me one way or the other, I need to affect your life positively. So that's been my drive. That's who Isong is.
Wow. Very, very amazing. And there's a point you make that has really interested me, because I think that is who I am too. Trying to always leave people better than the way you left them. That really tells me you are a very, very amazing person. Now, I want to ask the next question. What was your maiden name before you got married to Pastor AB?
Okay, let's talk about that. Because I have a couple of family friends who ask, this AB song you married, was it because of the name? Before I got married, my name was Emem, Isong Obong.
Wow.
So I now got married to AB Isong. So on the radio, I've always been Emem Isong. The last 13 to 14 years now on the radio, I've been Emem Isong. And so when I got married 2010 and they started presenting my show, then I was not absorbed as a caster on the radio. I was just doing my normal, regular presentation.
Okay.
So one of those times, someone called in and what is it about this song that you cannot change? That you're married and you have not changed your name. And I'm like, oh, sorry, my husband is Isong. So, the song, I didn't marry him because of the name.
Okay.
I married him because, God just wanted us to be together.
Oh.
So the name hasn't changed.
All right, that's very interesting. I asked that question because I think I got it from the grapevine that you've always been Isong. So you've already answered the next question I was going to ask, because I was going to ask, was it because of that name that you married him?
Because of that name, I'm not sure it was, but maybe it has contributed.
Okay.
Because for me, it's really given me the visibility that I need.
Okay.
On the kind of job that we do on the radio, if your middle name changes, people will find it difficult to now tag you along, because they already knew that this was who you are, and you're like, okay, I've changed my name. So for me, not changing my name has given me the visibility that I needed. So I think I'm excited, if you ask me.
Oh, that's interesting. And I think that's why a lot of people in the media always answer will I call it double barrel names when they get married, so that people will always know that
identify them,
the same people. All right, okay, so let's ask now. Can you tell us about your growing up days to adulthood? Tell us about the schools you attended. Where you you had already told us where you come from. Were you born in Ete? By the way, I'm very interested in Ete because my first movie, 1929, had something to do with Ete.
Oh, you shot some scenes there?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God!
Wow. So as soon as you mentioned Ete, that struck. So I think if we have time, we'll still come back there. So I want you to tell us, were you born in Ete? Were you born into a privileged background? Just tell us, and how did you meet Pastor Isong, by the way?
Okay, let me start. Yes, my family background. People have this mixed feeling. Who is Emem Isong? Well, I was born into a very small home.
Okay.
My father, as a civil servant, works in the local government in Ikorobasi.
Okay.
And then my mom, who is a trader that sells in the markets.
Okay.
So I growing up wasn't really bed of roses for us. That's to say that if you can afford 2 square meals in a day, that was fantastic.
Wow.
For us, that would be Christmas. So but it's just that we had a small family size of 3, so we're able to have parents with a little income they earned, catering for us and all that. So growing up in that small home, I didn't let that background limit who I wanted to be in future. So someone will listen to me and you don't even speak like someone who attended a primary school. Yes, I attended a primary school.
That's a government school?
Yes.
Okay.
I attended St. George's Anglican Primary School in Ikorobasi. So growing up wasn't easy. And when I finished, I went to the Arabong Secondary Commercial School in Uyo.
That's a good school.
That was a good school, at least to make up for the primary. And so, paying fees wasn't really that fun for me. If you have to just persevere till when there is a fee drive and you need to call home repeatedly before they will struggle to get the fees together and pay. And so when I finished, and I had admission to read biochemistry in the college, my mom told me one day, the kind of money that I have cannot even pay your fees. And let me say very quickly, when I was able to pay my fees by the help of my late mommy's sister, and she's late now, my aunt. So she was able to put some money together and was like, girl, no, you cannot miss this admission. You need to go to school. And so I also came from a background that supports female education. So not like, there are families who say you're the first child and you're a girl. So even if I try to send you to school, you will not amount to anything. But these people were there to always push me. So even when I try to give up, even when I had reasons to give up as a student growing up, I still had things to look back and say, no, I cannot fail. No, I don't want my children to go through struggling, paying fees and doing stuff. So I just had to strive to be better. So I went through that process, and people used to ask, this era where you will have goddaddies and mommies to get you a job. Mine wasn't like that. I was just a young girl who knew that I had a better future. And when I see that home, that future is never going to come. So when I finished my last exams and packed my stuff to Ikorobasi. Yes, I was born in Ikorobasi. Did I say that?
No, you just mentioned.
Okay.
But not in Ete?
Not in Ete, because we live in Ikorobasi main town.
Since your dad was working at the
still working, and will retire from work this year.
Okay, he's still in active service. Wow, nice to know.
So, and I go home, I told my mom, well, I've not gotten my certificate, but I need to go to you to look for a job. My mom was like, I mean, you just finished and you're back home, you came home on a Wednesday and you're telling me Monday you're going to Uyo to look for a job. I said, yes, I'm going to Uyo to look for a job. And before now, I already called my cousin who was in Uyo. And I told her, girl, I'm coming to Uyo to look for a job. And she's like, we've been in Uyo for over 10 years. I don't have a job. And I told her, well, that's you, but I'm coming. Can you just give me space where I can stay for a month or two? Then I just fix myself. She said, fine, you can come to my house, but I'm telling you there are no jobs. So on a Monday, I packed my bags and I came to you. You know, I growing up, I used to love the media job. You know, the TV, where you see a caster on the TV. I'm super excited. You can eat my meal. I just want to see what's happening on the TV. So I was just that engrossed. So I came to you on a Monday. And that time there was this A to Z breakfast TV show where, they used to have some presenters in the morning belt and all that. So they were doing...
Was it on AKBC?
On AKBC. Wow. There was A to Z breakfast TV show. Then, so I got the wind that they were doing, openings for new presenters. I'm like, okay, I'm a fresher. I can just try my best. So I got there. I got to their office somewhere at Sekbeyong then. Okay. And I just went. I wasn't invited. And when I got there, I said, well, I'm in search of a job. And they're like, who asked you to come? I said, well, I don't know. But I know that you guys need presenters and I have what it takes to work. And so they got me through the process. I had a couple of other persons who were there. So they asked simple, logical questions. Okay, so if you're a presenter, you're in Calabar, and you're supposed to do your show by 7 a.m. and at 6:30 you're still in Calabar, what would you do? And I sat back. A couple of other people said, I would try my best, I would do this, I would do that. And when it's on my turn, I said, well, that's not possible. If I'm in Calabar at 6:30, then there's no way I can make my show. Because even if I'm to fly down, I need 45 minutes. So what I would do as a presenter, if I love my job, I will ensure that whatever it takes for me to be in Uyo before my show, I would do that to be. But if I cannot, then I won't be able to make the show. These are just simple questions just to test your intellect. So I'm like, okay, that's a good one. Said, okay, so the boss has said, okay, so how about if we have someone that is our client and has our money and is in a hotel and wants to go and collect our money? Some people say I will not go, some people say I will go. I said, well, for the man to be in a hotel and has our money, company money, I would take a male personnel with me and we'll go and collect the money. So you can go to a hotel to collect the money. Why not if not? You just don't need to go alone.
Good.
So he looked at me and said,
smart.
Start work tomorrow. And when I was
about amazing.
Seriously. So I was like, that was like a dream. I'm like, for real, I'm gonna work. So just when I was about going out of that place, a young boy that was sitting through the interview session called me and said, hello, please, can I say a word? I'm like, okay, fine. He said, no. But the way you speak, the way you comported yourself during the interview, I think you should go to Bush House.
Okay.
And I'm like, really? He said, yes. I think you should go to Bush House because here you will just do your normal presentation and come sit in the office doing nothing.
Which year was this?
This was sometime 2008 or 9, about that time. I got married 2010, right? Okay. Between 2008 or 2009. Yes. So I'm like, okay, do you think that's... He said, no. If you go to Bush House, you will have a job. I mean, I was looking at you the whole time when you were talking. And I'm like, are you for real? He said, yes. So he now said, take the address. I wrote the address. I got back to my house. I got back to my cousin's house. And told my cousin, yeah, girl, I have a job. I'm going to stay with you. And she could not believe it. She said, I've been in this town for 10 years. I don't have a job. So I'm like, okay, so let me take you to Bush House. Since there is an opening there, you can have a job. So she said she didn't want, she said she wasn't going. I said, no, we are going. So we now left. That same day, we left for Bush House. It's not now that, you know that if you're going to someone's office, you have to be careful, comport yourself, because there could be cameras everywhere. I didn't even know there were cameras. So as we entered Bush House, Michael Bush in his office was monitoring everything we're doing at the lobby from where we entered. And we now told the PA, we want to see the boss. And he's like, hey, you on an appointment or something? We said, no, we are not, but we just want to see him. And we sat right back. He said, no, we can't see you because you're not invited. So we sat back until he now called the intercom and said, let those two young people come inside. And so we finally got to his office. And he said, yes, young women, what can I do for you? So I told him, good evening, sir. At this point, it was about 5, 6. So we're here because we need a job. So he said, what kind of job? I said, well, my sister needs a job. So, girl, just like the both of us are sitting. So go ahead. So she now said, I want a job. The boss said, what kind of job do you want? She said, any kind of job. My normal me. Not because I wanted to show off. I just said, no, you can't say any kind of job. This is a media outfit. You can see you want to be in the editing, department. You want to be a caster on the radio. You want to be the freelancer doing marketing, like a marketing personnel and all that. So you need to choose. There's so much you can learn here. So he said, what do you want? I said, well, sir, I already just was given a job some hours ago. So I brought her so you can give her a job as well. Okay, the boss looked at the both of us and smiled and said, well, you are the right person for this job. Because you already know what you want. So I just think that talking with the both of you, I have found a marketing executive. And that was how I was given 2 jobs in one day. And I'm like, so they already told me, okay, PA, take her to our office. And are you for real? I started working, and after 2 weeks, the boss called me and said, you didn't even apply for this job. You need to go and write application letter.
After 2 weeks.
After 2 weeks. So I had a job. And my journey into the radio has been fantastic because Whirlwind Media Limited, owners of the Bush House Nigeria, gave me that platform. Excellent platform. And so